As we do more and more work with our building customers, we've been absolutely delighted with the growth in the cladding category. The first question we have to ask is this an internal application or an external application? And that it drives what type of timber we use. If it is an internal application, we would be using kiln-dried material, as I've got illustrated behind me in the background. The three species that we use a lot of here at English Woodlands Timber is oak, which is on the right-hand panel, or the one behind me on the right-hand side of me, or chestnut, which is the second, and we sometimes do ash and whatever other species the customers will ask for a bespoke application. When we're talking about an outdoor application, we then got to look at timbers like oak, chestnut, and Siberian larch, which come in air-dried formats. Here we've got an illustration of Siberian larch, a lovely timber with very dense grain and fantastic durability and very economical. And here's an example of a softwood, air-dried softwood, which is western red cedar, which has been planed and profiled in the format. This is kiln-dried oak, right, in two different profiles. And you can see the profile changes at this point here and then drops to a different profile, but illustrating kiln-dried oak. This is an excellent example of chestnut. Again, two different profiles, a tongue and groove profile here, dropping to a more open profile with a rebate on each level. This is an illustration of finger jointed chestnut, lovely color in it, and you can see very lightly the finger joints coming through here. Right. But once this is silver grade, that gives a very nice finish and an economical option. This gives you a wonderful opportunity to compare kiln-dried oak, kiln-dried chestnut, and then going through to finger-jointed chestnut on the right-hand side. This is Douglas fir here on this side. You can see the waney edge cladding here with the waney edges, and they have a straight edge at the top end, which is underneath, obviously. And as you come down, we switch from waney edge to feather edge, which is a much cleaner line as you go down and going through. Douglas fir from top to bottom. This panel is English larch, and you can see that waney edge English larch here. Notice the knot with the little black circle around it, coming down to feather edge, right? English larch below it. And this panel here is English western red cedar. You can see it's still carrying a bit of the bark on these waney edge panels, and then again it drops down to the feather edge cladding below. On this panel here we've got waney edge oak coming through all the way down to here, and then we've got feather edge oak on the bottom half of that panel. So it's obvious that we filmed this a little late in the season because the timber is already starting to go silver grey. But what becomes so obvious in this, and this is what I tell our customers, is that it's almost impossible to tell the difference between the three species of softwood as you see it silver greying. When you've decided on the look and feel, the species of timber that you're going to use, then you need to move across to the actual cladding profiles. And we have 10 core profiles that we use through the business. There are many others, and we do many bespoke profiles. But if we focus on these 10, the 10 are chosen, and they are divided into those that are best for horizontal cladding and those that are best for vertical cladding. And it's all about how we move the water off the cladding screen. When you're making your choice of which profile to use, make sure you've spoken to the sales team to ensure that you've got the right cladding profile, and it'll also help you when you come to fixing your cladding. Now, each of those discussions, horizontal or vertical cladding or how to fix it, is a lesson all on its own, which we don't want to touch on today. but it's so important that you get the right profile for the right type of cladding. So one of the most important things in this is making sure you speak to the sales team as you embark on your cladding project. But I often get asked what's the most expensive mistake in cladding. And the biggest error that our customers make is they order just too little. They're being too prudent on the estimation of their waste that they're going to have in the project. And we often get that desperate request for 2 or 3 boards they need to finish off a job. They've got the fitters on site, it's costing a fortune, and they need them immediately. It's very difficult to be able to respond to a request like that. So when you embark on your cladding project, make sure you speak to the sales team and they'll guide you as to what you need and what you should be using in putting your project together. Call them, they'll help.